Leadership of evangelism. Leadership is a term borrowed from the English language. A leader is an individual who awakens an exemplary character. A character distinguishes himself or herself. We human beings are complete beings. We have all the good and bad qualities, and it's up to us to awaken that we consider necessary, because the good and bad qualities are dormant in us. Becoming a leader is the scope of everyone. Man is capable to achieve everything, including reaching the zenith of life. It is not just because that needs leaders. A leader is in need in any kind of areas. But the church cannot function without a leader, especially in the world that we are living now. The church is confronting critical crises. A true leader could revamp the evangelist church. A leader has an important role in the functioning of the church. Leadership is a quality that is at high demand. It is seeking in almost all areas, but you must know how to lead a group to influence and inspire. A leader must have the vision, strategy, persuasion, communication, morality, ethics, honesty, and cannot be afraid to take risk. A true leader must confront the status quo. It must seek to have a good relationship with members of the administration of the church. For example, the late Martin Luther King Jr. was a great leader, evangelist. He had a vision and he translated it into action. He had not been afraid to say that all who were tired to come to him, and he could give the rest. Martin Luther King was a great leader. He was a man of character, a distinguished leader, evangelist. He was a leader who defended all the people who have been oppressed regardless of color and social status. Martin Luther King said, "I dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be low, rough places shall be made smooth and straightened crooked paths, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see." He did not utter those words for a panel. He was not talking about a partisan, but he wanted all the people who have been humiliated, people who have been suffering from injustice, should find satisfaction and rest. We cannot ignore the fact that Jesus Christ was the greatest leader of all times. He remained the center of our lives. He was the greatest visionary during his ministry on earth. He transformed his vision into action. He was not afraid to confront the challenges. He knew how to use words. In other words, he was a charismatic leader, which is the highest quality leadership. And because of that, he brought many people to repentance. He was a leader who gave his whole being for his adherents. He was not a leader who was seeking to become popular and famous. He was achieved them because of his miracles and his leadership quality. He remembered himself to uplift others. Jesus Christ did not know what he has all the categories of the people around him. He knew that Judas Iscariot would betray him, yet he treated him with love. His quality leadership did not allow him to abuse, to shove Judas Iscariot. He was not paying attention who escorted him because he knew that he was a great leader, so he avoided to minimize himself. He knew how to control his internal and external emotion that helped him to become the greatest leader in the human history. He used his leadership ability to raise awareness, to guide, to convince people that were surrounding him. He was not using his talent to disgrace, to minimize people. He knew that a human being could accomplish anything. And it was for this reason that he said in the Bible that the first shall be the last and the last shall be the first. He was not afraid of criticism because he had confidence in himself. And a leader who is afraid of criticism, it is because that person does not trust himself. He has no confidence in himself. A leader who abuses the weak, who uses his power to degrade, to destroy people, is a shallow brain, is an unqualified leader. Fortunately, those leaders are always remarkable. They use brutality, cruelty to protect themselves against the people. However, Jesus Christ protects orphans. He fed his enemies. He prayed for those who did wrong to him. He taught his disciples not to be afraid of criticism and uses as an instructive instrument. A lack of confidence affects the idiosyncrasy of men. A true evangelist leader must help members to overcome difficulties. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 14 and 15 said, "Now we exhort you, brethren, warn those who are unruly, comfort the faint-hearted, uphold the weak, be patient with all. See that no one renders evil for evil to anyone, but always pursue what is good both for yourself and for all." An evangelist leader should not be angry against his brothers. You must not return evil for evil. Resentment is not an attribute of a leader. He must know that his enemies would seek to destroy him, and his duty is to protect, pray for his enemies. Micah 6 verse 8 said, "He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you is that to do justly, to love mercy, and that you walk humbly with your God." An evangelist leader must have a character that could be comfortable to all people. In other words, you must be compatible. You must be to work with any kind of people. Compatibility has an important role in the functioning of evangelist leader. The church needs leaders who have a spiritual vision, physical and relational members, leaders who care for others, leaders who are fighting for the development of the church. The church of 21st century needs evangelist leaders who can respond, confront the vital problem of the church. Evangelist leaders who have humility, discipline, endurance, charisma, patience, and confidence in themselves. The 21st century church needs leaders who walk the path of integrity. The church is facing a tide of changes. Therefore, it needs leaders who are competent, leaders who have clear vision, a vision that can make the church attractive to others, leaders who have patience and perseverance. The church of 21st century is clearly different from the church of the past centuries. The moment we are living requires that a leader to leave his comfort zone to cope with difficulties that church are currently endured. The church needs a leader that the community, the adherent, can trust, and is working in uprightness of the Lord. Proverbs 3 verse 5 and 6 said, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path." May God bless all. Thank you.